Hi pioneers, welcome back. Today we are diving into the factory I'm most proud of. And you're in for a treat, both visually and technically. Here you can see it, my Stator factory. I moved a little away from my comfort zone, built everything elevated and trying to stay as far away as I could of box-shaped factories, using steel beams to make different patterns for the windows and make it look quite original. And yes, over there you have a helipad, because you never know when they will add helicopters. Or maybe I just wanted a cool rooftop hangout spot. On this side we can see properly organized all of the inputs and the output, always using belts as slow as I could, because I think they look pretty dope. And the main door, that's kind of useless because it doesn't take you anywhere. Because who needs doors when you can just zoom in through the hypertube like a space age vacuum cleaner? So let's head to the transport hub, the only way to actually get in my factory. All of these glass-shaped corridors are how I bring all of the raw materials into my factory, and this is how I get in. Hang on tight, we are going in. One of the reasons I think this is the best factory I've made so far, not only because it looks badass, but also because of the efficiency. Each machine is working at 100% and all of them are load balanced. Not a single manifold, no startup time, no complete buffers. So here we are on our first level. As usual, I place a summary page with the inputs, the outputs, and power statistics, including the consumption, how much I'm storing in the batteries, and how much the factory would last if I cut it off the grid. Then it's organized by sectors, each of 1-2 levels high, and with a summary of what it's doing. I also place cute little windows to be able to see all of the materials going up and going down. Took some time, but I think it's completely worth it. On the sides we can see on these glass columns all of the materials going up and down. For example, for the stators we need steel pipes and wires. So here we can see the steel pipes going down and the wires are on the other side. This also helps troubleshooting. For example, I know that these belts are supposed to have the exact same amount of materials, and just by seeing it you kind of have an idea that everything's working fine. If it wasn't, it would be really clear. So just to show, let's move to the top level. But it's actually the same as the lower level. I need to learn how to speak English. I might have exaggerated a little bit with the lights, but while fighting against Lumen, it's a hard war. And even though it's full of light, I still consider it a little bit dark. But well, I think I can do better than this. Now, you would assume if all of this is perfectly load balanced, the logistic floor must be a mess. But it actually isn't. Belts over here are more organized than my life. You have space to run all over the place without tripping or hurting yourself. We even have a whole sector that's empty. Here you can dance. Okay, let's continue exploring a little bit. And I tripped on a belt. So this is the main level. Here we have the stators being produced and the raw materials that are needed for the wire and the steel pipes that are created on the top floor. Let's move to the top floor. Let's move to the top floor. Nobody needs doors when you have hypertubes. Over here I have the same organization as the bottom floor. Everything is divided into sectors, where I'm doing the steel pipes and all of the wire. Sector A, Sector B, and that's Sector C and Sector D. Of course, still with the cool windows. Once I learned how to do them, every single one has to have these windows. So let's check the top level. Same machines, but I added a cool roof access. The roof, great for sky-high views, and even better for pondering why I spent so much time on a game with no weather. Now let's do a short tour on the logistics floor. Again, it's pretty organized. And we can also see what I consider to be the actual problem with Lumen. Over here, this window is bringing us all of this light, but the light doesn't bounce, so you would imagine that it should be able to reach this place. But it doesn't. That's why it's so hard to light up these kind of places. But well, maybe if it did, it would be too harsh for the computer? I don't know. But I really hope that in 1.0 they make it a little bit easier, make it bounce, if that's even possible. So there's not much to mention over here. There are my batteries, all cramped up, but with a cool view, of course. It's all about the views. There's my hub. And finally, let's see the most useless features, but also the coolest. We have a balcony going all over the side. And the other one is the one that has the helipad. And also the windows. Who knows, maybe someday we have helicopters, and I will be able to landing on here and feel like a boss. Or simply to jump to my death. Everything's possible. But this factory isn't just a pretty face, it's also a beast when it comes to efficiency and load balancing. Let me show you how I did it. So, how do we achieve load balancing with this amount of machines? Well, we can sum it up with one word: blueprints. Each one of these sectors is one single blueprint. So basically you only have to focus on one unit. And of course this unit has to be load balanced. We have a total of 8 constructors over here, and we can follow it up. This is the main input, and it goes directly to a splitter that takes half to the top floor and the other half to this floor. It immediately goes to a splitter that says half to this side and half to this side, and each one of these is feeding 2 machines. So I have 8 constructors perfectly load balanced. And then the trick is, think of this as it's only one machine. So it's one machine with one input and one output. And how many of these I placed? Well, I placed 4. Load balancing 4 machines is extremely easy. So it's basically only clicking 4 times, and load balancing 4, it's just 3 splitters and you're done. You might be wondering, but what if the math doesn't work? But it will always work. The trick is simply underclock the machines. For example, this one is going at 83.3 periodic, and it also brings the benefit that it will be consuming less energy. You can also see how the buffer is never filled up, meaning that this is load balanced. Now over here we are also doing steel pipes. Same blueprint, different recipe, and it probably is a different percentage, 93.75. No so much on energy saving over here, but the thing is that creating this whole thing is really easy, so just place more machines than you need. It's not like you will struggle connecting them. For steel pipes, I have one blueprint over here and one blueprint over there. So I'm basically load balancing between two machines. That's why the logistics levels are so clear. I'm on this floor, I'm only load balancing two machines, and over there 4 machines. That's all there is. Now we can show the other, because the blueprints over here are a little bit more complex. For example, my assemblers. I have a total of 6 assemblers, and we can track the materials. For example, the wire comes over here, and it immediately goes to a splitter, sending half of it to the top level. Then it goes to this splitter over here, that's dividing it evenly onto that machine over here and that machine over there. Same goes for the other material, it's only done a little bit higher, but that's the splitter that sends half to the top level, and then this one that divides it into 3. And of course we can check, probably they are underclocked, 83.4. We are saving energy. Then the last one is the foundries. I actually place only 4 on this one. I don't remember why. I think I could have easily fit one more over there. But well, the blueprint is even easier. Same thing, the materials get splitted, half goes to the top level, the other half remains here, and then gets split again, half to that machine and half to that machine. So how do I load balance this? Well, for example, on iron ingot creation, I've got 2 blueprints. So I'm load balancing among 2 machines, that's only 1 splitter. Over here, steel ingot, again, only 2 blueprints. I'm load balancing among 2 machines. Stators, I have 4, load balancing among 4. They are all easy numbers, and it just means underclock everything to blueprints, and it will be quite easy. I think that this one is the only one that's actually working at 100%. Yes, it is. All of the rest of the machines are underclocked. And well, I have to recognize that I actually got lucky at one point, because I have over here the copper ingot needs iron and copper, and the iron ingot also needs copper and iron, and in different quantities. So you might end up having this, and you might have to get creative to load balance these raw materials into blueprints that take different amount of materials. But as I said, I was lucky, because each one of these takes 60, meaning it's 120 total, that's the exact capacity of an MK2 belt. So that's only done with a smart splitter and an MK2 belt. We can check it out. For example, over here, that's my smart splitter sending any. The one that says any is the one that has to be limited by the belt. So here it will try to send all of its materials to an MK2. So it will never send more than 120. And the rest, that I don't remember how much it is, it goes this way. That's going to actually only 1 machine. And for example, we can track this belt, and this is all of the load balancing. 1 splitter that fits 1 blueprint, and the other blueprint is fed over there. So, well, it's not that hard to load balance, and I actually suggested, like, it's an extra challenge for the game. If you feel the game is too easy, trying to do this, at least for me, it's really satisfying. So that wraps up my Stator factory. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think it's the best thing I created so far. Pretty views, everything efficient, everything load balanced. And well, that's it. Feel free to copy any ideas, and I'll see you on the next one.